Hello all, and welcome to week 12 of ISIS 105. This week you will be working on Excel Project 3, which is your budget project. To do this, you are going to budget out what it's going to be like monthly living once you graduate. So to do so, you download the instructions. Right here, I have them up currently, and the first step is to open a blank Excel worksheet. Just like this, a blank workbook. You want to rename sheet 1 to say payment calculator. So rename payment calculator, just like that. In cells A1 through D1, you want to merge and center and type payment calculator for your first name and your last name is what you want to do. Change this to font size 16 and bold it, and then don't worry about that it doesn't all show up right now. We will fix that later. In cell A2 you want to type date, which is going to be the current date, the item you are looking for, which is going to be a car of your choice, price, which is going to be price of the car that you chose, down payment, which is how much you will put down when you go to the car dealership or wherever you are buying this car from, if you're not buying it fully. And then you will have your loan amount. So more than likely you will need a loan amount to buy a new car. This is going to calculate your monthly payment and how much you will need to put down to have a certain amount of time or a certain monthly payment. Now this is only one part of it. Column C, you want to change and type rate, which will be the interest rate of the loan, years, which is going to correspond to the amount of years your loan takes, your monthly payment, and then your total interest, because you will accumulate interest on a loan, and then your total cost. So total cost of the loan, not if you included a down payment. So now that this is all set up, certain cells go all the way over, so you want to select cells A through D, go to Format, Column Width right here, and you want to change the column width to 20. Just like that. Now everything works out just like this. In cell B2, you want to type today's date, so whatever date you are working on it. If it doesn't formulate like this and show up like this when you type the date, you go to number, date, and you want it to say month, day, year, but the year you want the whole year, not just the last two digits. The item is any vehicle of your choice, so I'm going to pick a Ford Mustang, just like that. The price will be left up to you, so I will pause the video and let you guys look up the price for that vehicle. So while you guys did that, I looked up the price of what it would be for a new Ford Mustang as well. Now, it is $58,045, but this doesn't show up like you would expect to see. So you want to select B4 through B6, as well as D4 through D6, and change this formatting of the cells to currency, just like that. So it'll be currency with 2 decimal places. If any more than 2 decimal places show up, you want to use this to either decrease the decimal or increase the decimal place. Your down payment will be whatever you feel comfortable putting down on your car to make your loan amount go down. So I will say $10,000 for how much I would put down for this car. Now your loan amount is going to be the difference between your price and your down payment. So equals your price minus your down payment. This is the total amount you would have to take out for a car, for a Ford Mustang. Now, the rate that this loan is going to be, just for an example, would be 6.5%. This is what we are going to use for this exercise, and the amount of years is going to be a 5-year loan. Notice how this is in years, not months. So to calculate your monthly payment, you will have to change months to years. Just like we did in our student loan monthly payment, you're going to insert a PMT function. So we'll insert our formulas over here, insert function, and go PMT if it's already here. If not, you can type PMT, hit go, and it will find a PMT function. Hit OK. So your argument box pops up, and it is the rate is 6.5%, but don't type that. You want to select the cell that has rate. Divide that by 12 to find a monthly rate. Your number of payments is the total number of payments, so 5 years times 12 months. Again, you don't want to just type 60. I know it's easy, but this way if we change the year, the months will automatically change. Your present value is then going to be your loan amount. So a negative to put in front to make your payment a positive. So negative loan amount. Okay. This gives a monthly payment. So your total interest right here, you're just going to type equals, and that's going to be your interest rate, your years times 12 multiplied by your monthly payment minus your loan amount, just like that. So that's the total interest on your vehicle of your choice, and your total cost is going to equal loan amount plus total interest, just like that. So instead of paying actually $48,000 for your car, you'd be paying $56,000 plus your down payment. So total it'd be $66,000. You want to create a name for your monthly payment. So right here, C4, right where your monthly payment starts, C4 through D6. And make sure these cells are selected and hit define name, and this box will pop up. New name, you want to name it monthly payment. And that's that easy to name that as monthly payment. Next, what you're going to do is insert a picture of your car. So I'll let you find a picture online and I will do the same. So I found my picture. I hope you guys have as well. And you want to resize it so that it begins in cell A9 and ends somewhere in cell C17, which should be right there. Make that a little wider, just like that. Then in cell A21, you want to type prepared by your name. So prepared by your first name and your last name. And hit enter. Go back to this cell in your home tab, change the font size to 9 and italicize it. So that way it's out of the way, but it's still there. Next, you will create a new sheet. Rename this sheet to budget sheet. You want to change this tab color to green of any of your choice. I'm just going to pick the green one down here. And on your payment calculator tab, you want to change that color, that tab color, to blue of any of your choice. So that's what I've chosen to do, that for blue and green right here. Now to do this one, you want to merge and center cells A1 and B1 and type monthly budget for your name, so your first name and your last name, just like that. Change the font size to 12, so if it's currently 12, great. If it's not, change it to 12. Bold these cells and then change the column width, so select column A and B, go to format, column width, change to 20, just like that. So most of you have declared a major. If you have not declared a major, pick a career that you would like to have that you are going to school for. For those of you that have selected a major, type what your major is in cell C1. So I'm just going to type engineering. I'm going to be broad. You guys should be pretty more detailed. So if you're in criminal justice, for example, and you want to be a parole officer, or you want to be a police officer or border patrol, be specific on that. You also need to find pay scales for this field. So you will need to research to figure out those pay scales. If you noticed in cell C1, the column is not big enough for the entire word. So select column C, go to format, change the column width again to 20. making that larger like that. For columns D and E, you want to change the column width of these to 15. So column width, 15. Hit OK. And in cell D1, you want to type highest salary. In D2, you want the lowest salary. And in D3, you'll put the average salary. Again, you're going to do research on this, so I will pause the video and let you do research on these while I input the numbers as well. So I have done my research on the highest and lowest salaries, and I hope you guys have too. To do this, right now we want to change the amounts right here to currency, to 2 decimal places. So currency, just change that to currency just like that. And you want to find an average value, so equals average, open parentheses, and select both numbers, just like that. You also want to insert the link that you found this information from. So I've already copied mine over, Control C, and hit enter, just like that. So now this has come up just like this. In cell A3 over here, you're going to want to type income, which is going to be the amount you're going to be making from your job. And in A4, other, in case you're receiving any other income from a ongoing scholarship or something that school is paying for you, work is paying for, any extra money that's coming in. So for your income from your job, you're going to type equals highest salary times 0.7, which is 70% due to taxes and everything that's taken out, just like that. And then divide that by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So this gives you your same amount that you will be making per month. Notice how the dollar signs didn't come up. So again, select the whole column and change this over to currency, just like that. Other, if you have another one that you know of offhand, feel free to input that here. If not, that's fine to leave it blank. And over here in A5, you want to type total. And in B5, you want to auto sum those two cells right there. So B3 and B4, and hit enter. Now move down one more cell, so you should be in A7. And here you want to type expenses. Everyone has expenses. Everyone has stuff they have to pay for. So this will help keep track of them. So we have specific ones for you. So to use, obviously you'll have more, but this covers a basis. So we'll have housing payment, student loan payment, if you have one, insurances, utilities, cell and internet, groceries, entertainment, miscellaneous, living expense. So for miscellaneous, you can just MISC period living expense, and then your auto payment. And then since those are going to be our last ones, you can type total right here. And underneath that total, you can have savings, which we'll get to shortly. For your expenses, you want to input the specific amounts that you think you will be paying for. I've lived on my own for a few years, so I have a general idea of what I'm going to have to do. Feel free to ask around what you think is a fair amount. I believe these are fair for what I have seen. So in your housing, I'll let you guys fill these in while I do as well, so I'm going to pause the video real fast. Alright, so I have input these amounts as well as you guys have, I hope. Now we are in our totals row, so again, you select here, and all you have to do is auto sum those, and it should select from housing all the way down to auto. And that should be all you need. Hit enter, and that's how many expenses you will have per month. Your savings is going to be anything left over after that. So equals your monthly income minus your total right here. Now I made a mistake in my auto payment right here as I took a different example. Your auto payment, you want to be what you have just calculated. So 940.06. 940.06. So this is how much I will have at the end of each year or however much that I'm going to have. In doing this, now you have your savings per month, so how much you're going to be saving per month, which is great. Next, what you want to do is in your total rows, so right here, B17, along with your total income, which is B5, you want to add a top border to that. So top border, basically separating your expenses from your total is all that is doing. You also want to put a bottom border on those, so reselect those cells and add a bottom border, just like that. Now these are separated, you can kind of tell which is going to be what. You also want to indent the totals, so A5 through A17, you want to indent once, so they look like they are separated from that. Next, you want to select cells C1 through E4, which is right here, and you want to change this. You want to make sure that there's a thick box border around this. So just like that. If you have a link right here, it will probably come out so it doesn't fully close the box, which is perfectly okay. Sorry for the miscommunication right there. You also then want to fill these with a light green. So select all those cells, fill color, standard, light green right here. Just like that. You also want to insert a pie chart for all of these. So you want to select all your data for your expenses, A8 through B16, and you want to insert pie chart over here, a 3D pie chart. You want to rename this chart title to expenses. So just clicking on it and typing expenses, it shows up in this formula bar. Hit enter and it changes the title. You then also want to add data labels right here, data labels. Click this right arrow and go best fit is what you want it to be. That's all that is, and you can leave that, move that over to C7 and end it in H21, it looks like, or you can leave it where it is. You are now done with the budget sheet. The next one is going to be a goal seek sheet, so add a new tab. Right click here, rename to goal seek, and you want to change the tab color to purple. So rename tab color with standard purple right here. Now you have a payment calculator here, so I went back to the payment calculator tab. You want to copy right here A1 through D1, but you want to go all the way down. So A1 through D6. You want to right click, copy, go over to goal seek, A1, right click, paste special, and you want it to be keep source column width is definitely what you want to do. Just like that. It looks exactly the same now. You want to insert a row above row 2. So click on row 2 and hit insert, and what you're going to do is type original. Just like that. And in cell A9 through D9, you want to merge and center and type goal seeking results. In A10 through D10, you want to do the same and do merge and center of monthly payments of XX.XX. Now this right here is any value you come up with. So my monthly payment's 940.06, and I believe that's too high, so I want to have a monthly payment of, let's say, 650.00. Oops, I accidentally hit a wrong button. 0.00. Next, in A11 through D11, you also want to merge and center and hit by changing, as we are going to be changing the different amounts. So your different price, down payment, year, interest rate, loan amount. You're going to change most of those to figure out what you need to do. So I'm going to select cells A9 through D9 again. I'm going to change it to 16-point font, and I'm going to bold it, just like it is up here. In cell A12, right here, I'm going to type price. In A19, I'm going to type year. In A26, I'm going to type interest rate. And in cell A33, I'm going to type down payment. So then, now that all these are done, you want to copy and paste from cells A3 all the way down to D7. Control C to copy, and then A13, Control V, A20, Control V, A27, Control V, and A34, Control V. That paste and make sure everything's good there. Hit escape and the little box disappears. Now in order to do a goal seek, you can do that without having to change anything specifically. You can go to Data, What If Analysis, and Goal Seek. And you want to set cell D15 to value 650.00 by changing the price, so the cell that has the price of the vehicle. Hit OK, and it will automatically change stuff so that it works. Target value, current value. Hit OK. Again, you're going to do the same thing for the year. So monthly payment, what if, goal seek, change this cell to 650 by changing the years. Enter. A 7.8 year loan. Now this is years, so we can only have years. So we'll go to Home and decrease the indent so it is one number. Go back to your data tab up here. Go down for the interest rate, monthly payment, what if analysis, goal seek, changing your monthly payment again to value 650 by changing cell that has the interest rate, and hit enter. Hit OK. The last one is going to be your down payment amount. So again, your monthly payment, you're going to what if, goal seek, changing this cell to value 650.00 by changing the down payment, and hit OK. Now again, your down payments, all of these have now changed specifically to reach the goal that you are looking for. So now in cell A1, I want you to fill this with a light blue color. So this light blue right here will work just like that. And now you can copy the formatting from cells A1 to A9, 10, and 11. So the format painter right here, double click, cell A9, 10, and 11, just like that. Now cells A2, let's say original, A12, which say price, A19 that says year, A26, and A33, you want to fill with a yellow fill. So standard yellow, and you want to change it to 16 point font and bold it, just like normal. Just like we've been doing, not like normal. You want to then make sure all of your money amounts are formatted in currency with 2 decimal places. The one with your year is in 1 year by decreasing the decimal points. And your percentages are all with 2 decimal places and percentage. The final step for this project is to determine if all of these are feasible for you or that seem feasible. So the first one, price, $43,220. That seems fair, so yes. Right? And now to make this stand out, change the font color to black, change the fill color to a green. Now a year, an 8-year loan for a car, standard's 5 to 7. So we could type yes, because that seems standard. Change that again to green. Now this one's interesting, the interest rate, because for this monthly payment to occur, I would need to have a negative interest rate. That's not possible, so you'd say no. And no normally means stop. So in order for that, you can change that to a red. And then for the down payment, $24,824. That seems a little high, so I would again say no. And change the fill color to red, just like that. Now, if you do believe these are feasible or not, so let's say this was $12,000 for a brand new Mustang, that wouldn't be possible. If this was 30 plus years or even 12 plus years for a loan payment, that's a little too much. Well, now that we are done with Excel Project 3, you can File, Save As, And again, you're going to want to go to your desktop. So browse if your desktop doesn't automatically pop up, and go to desktop and save it as Excel business project or Excel budget project first name last name. Hit save. And I already have one, but I'm going to replace it, so hit yes. Now you can save your project, and congratulations on finishing Excel project 3.